Hello everybody, it's the August 2023 garden update. It's just been hot and dry, over 100 degrees every day, taking its toll on the plant life. Things are still alive, but not doing too well. Even got some scald on the English ivy, which that's a rare thing to happen. All this time later, still the hollyhock is blooming. These are all suffering, but they're hanging in. This little bed by the lean-to is kind of seen better days, but the solar lights look nice. And then all over here, hostas and stuff. But wait a minute, this isn't right. Huh, that was weird. Wonder why that happened. Ground cover's just doing its thing. Needs to be trimmed off the wall a little bit. AC's working fine. And on. The Turk's cap is hanging in pretty good, got some nice blooms on it. Hummingbirds are starting to arrive just in time for that. Here's this little flower bed by the workshop. It's actually doing better than it did last year. Here's the flower bed on the south side of the property. Need to tie that Turk's cap up. Other than that, this firebush is blooming amazingly well. And everything's just kind of hanging out. Need to do some weeding. Just been way too hot to do any of that. And then come around to this side. A little bit of things are blooming. The milkweed is growing and starting to bloom over here as well. And hummingbirds and all that stuff just enjoy this plant life. A lot of wasp and yellow jackets and stuff like that going right now. There's the crepe myrtle that I cut down and let regrow from a stump. Doing pretty well. Here's a look at the vegetable garden. I have some cucumbers. I planted some before I went on vacation, and they're up to here now. I had 6 or 7 plants come up. I planted them all the way across, but looks like that's what I've got, so that's what we'll have. So the tomatoes are just hanging in there, not doing much. These might make some more tomatoes before frost. That would be ideal. About the same going on here. I'm just going to have to start cleaning all this up at some time. But the star of the show is the okra. It's doing absolutely fantastic. Okra loves the hot weather. Look at all, I've got 4 on this plant alone that are ready. Various peppers are still growing. So when I get done with this video, I'm going to have to harvest okra. And then this tomato plant monstrosity is just hanging in there. Don't think my cantaloupe are going to do anything, so I'll probably go ahead and clean those up. The big sunflower still living. Got a few little blooms on it yet. All this here is just kind of living, kind of not. Probably will go ahead and clean all this up before the next video, hopefully. This is just the time of year where when it gets this hot and dry, there's really not much to do. And of all things, we've got a tomato there. So how about that? 4 o'clock's, they've seen better days. I may go ahead and give them some water. But that's the worst I've seen them in a long time. And of course the asparagus is still here doing its thing. Got more okra and more wildlife. What a great morning for okra. Very happy to see that. And then just loaded with peppers. Got some shrooms coming up this morning. More peppers, more black-eyed peas. I've got to wrangle the sweet potato vines back over here. Hopefully I'm getting some sweet potatoes being made. Black-eyed peas are not doing much. Look at the wildlife on the okra flowers. And I got even more okra to harvest over here. So at least I have some okra. Not too disappointed about that. It's pretty good stuff. Not much to report here this month. A few little zinnias here and there blooming. Got some weeds growing. Once the temperature breaks, I will get on top of those weeds, but right now it's just way too hot to mess with it. This section of flower bed always looks slightly better than the rest at this time of year. And nothing going on in the yellow flower bed this month. Got the tropical plants doing well. The pentas are one thing that's doing amazing. Get over to these. Look at that. Like nothing's ever happened. Oh, and there's some wildlife right there in top. And then some more here. And all this has suffered from sun scald. These, whatever these are, violets or something like that. The little native plants, and then the unimus shrubs, they're just hanging in there. And the chrysanthemums, they should hang in there and bloom just fine. We'll see what that looks like here about a month. Hanging basket number 1. It's just doing its thing. Definitely needs to be watered. Hanging basket number 2 is doing even better. Some of the, yeah, there's the one I rooted, the coleus plant. It's doing great. Here's the flower bed by the mailbox. It's actually got a little bit blooming this time. Some stuff has died, some stuff is thriving. And the flower bed in the middle of the front yard, it's growing. Not necessarily thriving, but it's hanging in there. Come September, it'll start blooming again and looking much better. In this flower bed on the north side, not too much going on. Got some saplings that need to come out when the weather cools just a little bit. Everything else is just waiting to bloom, and this little fire bush here is blooming a little bit. Some of this stuff over here has succumbed to the heat, but the weeds are hanging in strong. Can't wait to get all these cleaned up again. Hopefully next month. And here's this little strip of grass here, hanging in just fine. The front yard has seen better days, but it would take 1 or 2 rains and it'll be perfectly green once again. I planted the zoysia grass in hopes that it would be more drought resistant. Turns out that's not the case. What's green is the Bermuda. If that would just fill back in, it'd look a lot better. Like right in there. That's all Bermuda grass. But live and learn. Here's a look at the backyard. Not doing terrible for this time of year. I've seen it a lot worse than this. But it's just, again, one rain away from a good-looking lawn. So once again, this is the August 2023 garden update. Thank you for watching. But wait, there's more. Here's a quick addendum to the August 2023 garden update. We have some clouds. I was sitting at the desk and I heard thunder. So now it's a waiting game to see if we're going to get any precipitation. Oh, Dick, look at that. That's lightning. So the problem with that is it's so dry, that would cause a wildfire to start. So we'll see what happens, and I'll report back. Ah, yep. Confirmed thunder. Well, folks, it is officially raining. First rain since July 16th, or whatever that was on my July garden update. I think it was July 16th, so wow. And got a nice cool breeze. Still getting a little rain, getting some wind, getting some lightning and thunder. Temperatures dropped about 20 degrees. Still waiting on the bottom to drop out. Don't know if the camera's picking up any of the raindrops. They're kind of coming in at a 45-degree angle. And the bottom is dropping out. Across the street it's raining heavily. Let's see if it'll reach over here. Let's see. Kind of see the rain wafting along the road there. This is freaking awesome. Weren't supposed to get rain. We're getting rain. Now it's chooching in pretty good. That's what I'm talking about. They're certainly excited about that. And as you can see, the concrete is all wet. This is a big deal, folks. It hasn't rained in a month and a half. The runoff, ladies and gentlemen, the runoff. Here's the side we don't have gutters on, so it's just pouring off the house. Wonderful to see this. And maybe I can show the drainage. If you have watched my videos and see this little trench cut in the yard, that's why right there. With that not there, the water would puddle. So this will conclude the August 2023 garden update, ending on a positive note. Thank you for watching.